Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to show you something. Now, we've been covering this story about the Guatemalan migrant named Sebastian Zapeta, 33-year-old undocumented immigrant that came back into the country after getting kicked out in 2018 that set this woman on fire on the F train heading towards Coney Island, New York. Shout out. And today a vigil was held for the victim. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video today, I've been getting flooded with a whole bunch of names for this woman, who she was, what kind of person she was, and I'm gonna show you some video that explains a little bit about her, who she was, which they still don't know who she is, guys. And I know you guys want to be helpful and give names and stuff, but it's a couple of details about this woman that kind of make me dismiss what I've been told. And I'm not calling anybody a liar, but it's not out, and I got to go by what the media is saying. But I'm going to show you something. Look up here. She's standing there on fire. There are people standing there watching. Now, remember, I said it's hard to put somebody out on fire, and when they burned up, the worst could happen. But in that state she's in right there, she does have a chance of survival. I didn't know it was like that, because when all the video I seen, it was just somebody filming it and nobody was standing around. This woman right here, I don't know if she could have been saved, but somebody could have done something. Looking at that picture right there, come on. But then again, it's urban environment. People watch stuff, and a lot of people don't want to get involved. Me being who I am, it's wintertime. I have a coat. I would have tried to put the flames out. That's just me. I mean, I would have risked getting burned, but I mean, that's a human being right there. My heart won't allow that. But anyway, not everybody's the same, and I'm not judging anybody for what they did, but I mean, it's hard for me to fathom just watching a human being burn alive that doesn't deserve it. But anyway, listen. Take a look at the vigil. And I want you to listen to what one of these pastors or leaders say that makes, a lot of sense, which we talk about on here. People aren't safe. The system failed, so on and so forth. But they're going to talk about the woman and a little bit about who she was other than her name. And I'm explaining to you why it might be a while before she is identified. Take a look.
Underway for the woman who was burned to death on the subway in Brooklyn. Even though police haven't publicly identified her, community leaders are calling for justice. Lori Bordenauer is live in Coney Island right now. Lori.
And Dick, as you said, police have not yet released the victim's name, but those who came out here tonight say they want to honor her and to shed light on this horrific crime. Civic and religious leaders gathered here and prayed, condemning the violence that played out on the F train Sunday morning. Investigators say 33-year-old Sebastian Zapeta, a Guatemalan citizen who ICE officials say entered the U.S. illegally, used a lighter to set a sleeping woman's clothes on fire. According to the criminal complaint, Zapeta used a shirt to fan the flames, engulfing the victim in seconds and killing her. This photo appears to show Zapeta sitting on a platform bench, watching the woman burn as an officer walks by, not realizing he is passing the suspect. However, that officer's body camera took a clear image, which officials say led to the arrest a few hours later. Community leaders tonight calling for justice for the victim.
Her life mattered. Thank God they caught the person that did this. But it's not just the person's fault, it's the system's fault. The system failed.
And Sebastian Zapeta is charged with murder and arson, and he will appear back in court tomorrow. We're live on Coney Island. Lori Bordenauer, CBS News, New York.
And local religious and anti-violence leaders gathering in Coney Island tonight to remember that a victim was burned to death on the subway. Fox 5's Jessica Formoso joins us live from the Stillwell Avenue station, where they all have come together. Jessica, what's the latest?
Bianca, that's right, and they're still here. They're upstairs in the platform praying for the victim. They say that this was a horrific crime that should have never happened. Now, it was Sunday morning when the victim and the suspect were in the same subway car, and he lit her clothes on fire, the woman burning alive. Now, the prayer vigil taking place here at the same subway station where the woman was burned alive. Her identity still unknown. We are told that they actually did DNA testing, but they still can't identify the victim. All we know about her so far is that she was homeless. The suspect remains behind bars. Police say he's a Guatemalan migrant who entered the country illegally back in 2018. Sebastian Zapeta was deported just days after entering the U.S., but then he snuck back in. The morning of this vicious crime, police say after setting the woman on fire, he then walked out of the subway car and sat on the bench here at the platform and watched her burn alive. Her body burned beyond recognition. Faith leaders here today saying this should have never happened. They say the system failed her.
So we're calling on the police commissioner, we're calling on the governor, we're calling on the mayor. The slogan in this city is, if you see something, say something. But no one said nothing. No one did nothing. They just watched this young lady burn on fire alive. Homeless lives matter. She was burnt up so bad that the police cannot even identify who she is.
And they say the mayor and the government and the governor need to do something about this subway crime. Again, they are here praying for the victim. They are asking the public for help. They say if the family knows that their loved one is missing, to reach out. Now, as for the suspect, he remains behind bars. He has been charged with murder. We're live in Brooklyn tonight. I'm Jessica Formoso, Fox 5 News.
Guys, that's the story and explains a little bit. That explains it a little bit to me. Said the woman was homeless herself. Said the woman had a walker. You know, a lot of times you see homeless people carry their belongings on a walker because they don't have shopping carts like that no more. A lot of times they'll carry walkers. So all of her possessions she had with her. Now, suppose she was sleeping. This guy set her on fire, fanned the flames with a shirt, so on and so forth. If you go on I'll see if I can put the link. The link. It's on Twitter where he's doing a drunken rant. And it has captions under it of what he's saying. During his rant, he's drunk as hell. He's on the bus. He's on the train. Don't seem to be nobody around him. He got the same shit on he got on now. He's talking to himself, all just drunk. He says he don't care about people. For some odd reason, the people and the locals are mean to him. They're always having problems with him. He don't give a shit. And the problem is the people have problems with him and he drinks his beer, but he don't bother nobody. This shit normal drunks say. I drink my liquor, I drink my beer, I don't bother nobody. I don't know if this is the day he did this, but it's just showing him drunken and looking stupid as hell. Listen, you can drink all you want in the comfort of your own home, as long as you ain't a danger to nobody else. But when you're drunk, you get busted setting somebody on fire. And then all of a sudden, I can't remember, I was drunk. And if you go and look at this thing, hopefully I'll put the link in the description. If the link's not in the description, I couldn't get it. I couldn't figure out how to do it. He looks like he's out of his mind stupid. Whose fault is that? What do they say? With drinking comes responsibility. You got enough on your plate trying to get yourself in order, but you can't. And there's another thing. How the hell are homeless people, how is he in a homeless shelter and he's an illegal migrant? How'd he get an ID to even get in the shelter? Y'all ever think about that? Now they said this woman, right, has not been burned so bad, they waiting for the additional DNA testing. Now I'm gonna tell you something about DNA testing. One of the hardest things, or the things that take the longest, is getting DNA results from charred material or burn victims. You know what I'm saying? This woman was on fire for a while. Her blood was boiling. A lot of stuff was burned up. You know what I'm saying? She was charred. They said they couldn't even recognize who she was. They had to try to identify her by her teeth. Family don't even know she's probably missing because she was homeless. And that's one of the sad things about homelessness. A lot of times when you see people that are homeless, you don't know if they have family looking for them or if family even cares. And that's what makes this more sad. He said a homeless woman on fire, he homeless himself. Who knows? I think personally, part of it is he's upset about the situation, you know, his status or whatever, and probably was drunk, took it out on that lady. Who knows? But I mean, all of the names that are given, I can't go by none of that or use any of that until, you know, the results come out, which might take up to 6 months. Honestly, I was looking it up. It's hard to get DNA. You got to do one part of the testing here and then send the sample somewhere else. Either way, shouldn't have happened. You heard the guy? Homeless people matter. Anybody whose heartbeat matters when they mind their own business and ain't doing what they supposed to do or just trying to get by. Whether you homeless or you somebody out here just trying to get by paying your bills like most of us, you matter. That's why I do these stories, man. I mean, I have to point out the silliness and crazy stuff that people are doing when they lose their mind and don't have rational thought. Everybody matters. But most people don't see that nowadays. What kind of country? I told you, what kind of country is it that don't protect its own people? And then another thing is this. I want to say this because I've never said this. This guy's from Guatemala, right? Yeah, he did a bad thing, but it shouldn't give Guatemala a bad name. It's a country that thrives just like Venezuela and other things. We got enough craziness in America. We don't need another national enemy. Aragua is putting Venezuela on the map in a negative way. Now and this, what you think it's going to do with Guatemala? There are a lot of people out here that, you know, are American citizens of Guatemalan descent and, Venezuelan descent. And good people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to add that because, like, you know, I go off on these tangents and make it look like I can't stand. It's nothing like that, y'all. It's nothing. But, I mean, this right here, man, until, like, he goes to court tomorrow, until something else comes out, we don't know. And it'd be unfair for me to talk about this lady, you know, saying she's somebody when we don't know. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Only thing I do know is lady died horrifically. May she rest in peace. And it's sad. Of course, it could be somebody's mother, somebody's grandmother. We don't even know her age. But either way, come on. What are we doing here?